Hello folks, welcome to this week's car news. We've got some interesting bits and bobs coming up on this one. Give it a like, on we go. Right, so drivers face a £1,000 fine for parking their car after dark. This is from GB News, which claims it's Britain's news channel. Rule 248 of the Highway Code, it's clear that drivers must not do one specific thing when parking at night. Basically, you must not park on a road at night facing against the direction of traffic flow unless in a recognised car space. The fine for doing something so heinous as this is a £1,000 fine, and you could be taken to court. In some cases, the fine could be increased to £2,500, while a ban from driving is also a possibility. And also, all vehicles must display parking lights when parked on a road or lay-by on a road with a speed limit greater than 30 miles an hour. Your parking light, if you don't know, is if you leave your indicator on when you turn the engine off. On most cars, it leaves that light on. April new car market declines 15.8% as supply constraints see 2022 outlook downgraded. This is from SMMT, who provide all the stats to the motoring industry. Petrol cars down 23%, diesel cars down 52%, MHEV mild hybrid electric vehicles down 5%, full hybrid electric vehicles up 18%, battery electric vehicles up 41%, plug-in hybrid electric vehicles down 32.8%. So it's a tale of two halves here. More people like to plug in their car, but they don't want to have to put petrol in it as well. So the big winners really are full hybrid cars that you don't have to plug in, and battery electric cars. But in general, of course, new car sales are still down for all the reasons we know about. And here are the best sellers for April. The Qashqai #1, Ford Puma #2, Mini 3, Corsa 4, Kia Sportage 5, and then year-to-date, Corsa, Puma, Qashqai, Sportage, Mini in the top 5. Ford Puma's doing really well. I know it's massively outselling the Fiesta at the moment. And a lot of people that watch the channel have told me that they've leased or bought a Ford Puma. I think Kia Sportage is probably going to end up a bit higher up on that list as well. Goodwood Festival of Speed is going to celebrate BMW M. BMW's also confirmed that a new model will be revealed at the show, running from the 23rd to the 26th of June. I am hoping to attend this. I'll be there on the 23rd of June if I can make it, if I get some press passes basically. It's thought that the new BMW model might be the M3 Touring. You think it's got to be an M car as they're celebrating M. So for a single day it's 44 quid or 177 for a 4-day pass, which is not cheap, is it? Kids under 12 go free though, and between 12 and 21 they can get a young person's ticket, which is discounted. If you've never been to Festival of Speed before, it's absolutely brilliant. You can sit and watch all the cars do the hill climb. There's usually quite a good motor show kind of area as well. You've also got lots of stalls and stands selling various things. And as usual at these sort of events, you can buy yourself a burger for about 12 quid or stand in line for a warm plastic of beer for only 7 or 8 quid. But it's a really, really good day out and I do strongly recommend it. As I said, if I get press pass for it, which I certainly hope to get, I'll be there on the Thursday, which is the 23rd. In my experience, the Thursdays are often not quite so busy as the rest of the weekend and the traffic's not quite as hideous getting in and out of it. Goodwood is just outside Chichester on the sunny south coast, for those of you that don't know. This from Autocar as well. Inflated road repair costs hiking up car insurance prices. UK drivers are paying millions of pounds more for their motor insurance because of inflated compensation claims for damage to roads by contractors hired to repair them, according to a leading insurance adjuster. The charge follows a successful appeal by CMA, a claims management and investigations company, on behalf of a motor insurer that had a £440,000 repair bill reduced by £309,000 after a review by government lawyers. Obviously, I've worked in insurance for donkey's years, and insurers often get a bad rap for putting prices up on things, but if you see some of the claims that come in and some of the things that they have to pay, it really is daft. It really is. Also, this is a claims management and investigations company that's looked into it in this case. Their bill would be massive. And that's kind of missed out of this. So do remember that as well, and they have to be paid. And when people go and use ambulance chasers to claim for an injury they haven't got, not only do they get paid, but the ambulance chasers get paid. To be honest, the industry's in a bit of a mess, and prices are only going to keep going up because there are too many people abusing the system. CarWow, this one. Is this the VW ID1? New electric Volkswagen city car teased, price, specs and release date. Volkswagen will build a new electric car in 2025 that's smaller than the ID3. It will share parts with two other new EVs from Skoda and Cupra and should cost less than 30 grand. I hope it costs a hell of a lot less than 30 grand, because 30 grand is still a lot of money. The new model could wear an ID1 badge when it goes on sale in 2025. This is an interesting one from Autocar, how the UK car storage business is now worth £19 million. Some 15,000 cars are now in storage in the UK, representing all sectors. New report looks at why. So this is something that's been very popular in the US for years. Certainly in places like LA and in New York, people often pay to have their cars stored, and they'll have them in environments that have controlled humidity, covered. Sometimes there's an option to have someone go and start the car regularly, have a trickle charger on the battery, all that kind of stuff. But particularly as we're now getting people that are investing in cars and art and things like that instead of pensions, traditional pension funds, there'll be more and more of this coming. So if you've got a large space that's quite secure, you know, maybe this is a little business for you. Porsche reveals retro-style Porsche 911 Sport Classic. It's the second heritage design model after last year's Porsche 911 Targa 4S. By the way, Autocar seem to be the only people at work this week. There's a decided lack of news from some of the other websites and publications. Auto Express has been particularly dry, as have one or two others. I think we're now getting back into a lot of the journalists getting invited to European car launches and things. You'll note that I'm still here and still have time to make this, so I'm not one of them. I don't know if that's affected it in any way. Anyway, back to the story. The 911 Sport Classic's been revealed as the latest entry into Stuttgart's heritage design collection, featuring retro-inspired styling cues in tribute to one of the marque's most celebrated historic models. So these things are great. They've basically taken the idea of, I don't know if you know Singer. Singer take classic Porsches and make them a bit more so. And I think Porsche are trying to play them at their own game. But these are very cool looking. I really like that a lot, I must admit. It's probably slightly outside my price range, however, as the 1,250 of these that are being made will start at £209,540. The right-hand drive version of this year's car will make its debut at this year's Goodwood Festival of Speed. Cool. Right, terrible performance on subscriptions last week. 65% of people that watched last week's video were not subscribed. If you're one of them, subscribe! Government to banish boy racers with new noise detecting cameras. Drivers with noisy exhaust could face fines of up to £50 per offence, while some cars already break the legal limits. Drivers of excessively noisy cars are to be targeted by a new form of traffic camera that tracks the noise made by passing vehicles. The cameras automatically detect vehicles that breach the legal noise limit of 72 dBA and forward evidence to local police for review. Drivers found guilty face a £50 fine per offence. I must admit I'm in two minds about this one. In one respect, these absolute rods that go around with like baked bean can exhaust on 1 litre Citroen Saxos and things like that they've had mapped so they sound like they're farting through a trombone as they go down the road. Yeah, get rid of them. But like a lot of cars now have quite a lively sound to them, especially, you know, the performance cars. But the thing for me really is I think we have enough cameras staring at us right now. If it's not all the speed cameras and parking cameras and congestion zone cameras and people driving around with dash cams and everything else, do we need any more surveillance from the government? I don't think so. I'm not a tinfoil hatter. I really don't care if people can track where I'm going and when and all that sort of stuff. But why? Come on, let's not have it. Maybe we as a human race could just learn to be a bit less antisocial and not act like utter bellends. And maybe if we do that, they'll take some of these cameras away. I don't know. Right, on that happy note, folks, that's the end of it for this week. Please give it a thumbs up. And please subscribe if you haven't already done so. And thank you to all the people that have gone onto my website, gone onto the support page, and either clicked through one of the links there or bought me a coffee. It really does help, so thank you very much. And thank you to all the channel members that subscribe to buy me a coffee every month. Thanks ever so much, guys. See you next time.